This video is brought to you by Beyond Health, helping you get well and stay well. Also brought to you by We Whiten, smile whiter today.
Good morning.
These sandhill crane are heading up north after spending all winter in Florida. But many animals like this egret right here would prefer to stay all year round. And who wouldn't? Florida's tropical climate allows rich biodiversity to exist here. But everyone knows, when you're looking for Florida's most iconic animal, you're not looking on land, you're looking in the water. See it yet? No? Many animals would consider that a fatal mistake. Let's get closer. How about now? Still no? How about even closer? Where that rock is. That rock is no rock at all. That's an American alligator, scientific name Alligator mississippiensis. My mission is to film and observe the behavior of alligators in a zoo setting, but I thought I would take a chance out in the wild to see what behaviors I could film there and maybe compare between the two. In a neighborhood/golf course area, there are many ponds in there, and I found at least one gator per pond. The only problem with filming alligators in the wild is that they kept swimming away from me. But hey, it goes to show you these guys aren't bloodthirsty man-eaters out to get you. Alligators are more afraid of us than we are of them. Except for this one.
This is an American alligator right there. He's just sunning on the bank right now.
This alligator looked to be as long as I am tall, around 6 feet probably. I walked to him slowly, not wanting to scare him away, but he didn't seem to be afraid of me. Since I was so close to him, I thought this was the perfect opportunity to demonstrate how not to react in front of a gator.
So alligators are not out to get you. They really react to splashing. See? That triggers a feeding response, which is why you don't want to splash in the water, because that to him means that there's food coming to him.
Dean.
And I want to get bigger.
Dean.
Well, that was different. This alligator made it perfectly clear to me that he meant business. Wild alligator attacks are incredibly rare, but they can happen, which is why you want to give a gator plenty of space.
So I don't want to crouch down, because then I'll look smaller than him.
I decided to take another step to see what would happen. But I guess I overstepped my boundary.
Okay. He's kind of cranky right now. Want to keep my eye on the gator. Back off slowly.
What a cool experience. I consider myself incredibly lucky to meet one of these beautiful reptiles in the wild. Did you know that alligators can replace their teeth if they get damaged? Dang, these teeth reek with carnage. But even with replaceable teeth, they can still get pretty yellow, like mine. That's why I visited We Whiten. We Whiten whitens your teeth with all natural ingredients and is sensitivity free. It's an organic food grade whitening product that is activated by a special LED light. This can get your teeth up to 14 shades whiter and brighter in just one visit, with results lasting anywhere from 4 to 6 months. I had my teeth whitened there and found a huge difference in my smile. If it can make my smile better, imagine what it can do to an alligator's smile. And who knows, you might get lucky as well. Just use the code down below, which gives you a discount of $20 off any of their services. Link is also in the description. We Whiten. Smile whiter today. This is Dean. Dean never liked smiling. He saw no point to it. So he frowned. It was easier for him. That came naturally, not smiling. Then Dean discovered Living Earth Naturals tooth powder. This tooth powder comes from Mother Nature herself, meaning it's all natural, non-toxic, and it still whitens your teeth. Just take a small scoop of powder with a spoon, sprinkle it on your toothbrush, and start brushing. Your teeth will be white as a pearl. Look at that smile. Now, Dean smiles wherever he goes. Okay, maybe not everywhere. Go to beyondhealth.com to purchase one of our 3 flavors of tooth powder for only $10.95, or purchase our 3-pack deal where you will get one of each flavor for $25. Use the promo code ANIMALFACTOR to get 20% off of any of their products. Now that I've gotten up close and personal observations of alligator behavior in the wild, it's time to compare that to alligators in zoos and parks. This brings me to Gatorland, an alligator park located in Orlando, Florida, and housing over 150 alligators, plus a few different species of crocodiles. Watching these reptiles feed made me feel like I was in Jurassic Park. Even watching their crocodile Lyle feed made me think of the mosasaur in Jurassic World. I will be teaming up with Brandon Fisher. Brandon Fisher is the public relations expert in Gatorland and has been working for the company for a long time, educating the people about reptiles and alligators.
Nice to meet you, Brandon.
Nice to meet you, Dean, sorry. Dean, yes, Dean.
It's so great to meet you today. We're going to go out there and see some really cool gator behaviors. What do you think we'll be seeing today?
Well, we're really getting into the beginning of breeding season, so hopefully we'll see some communication going on, maybe some noises that they make, the bellowing, which is part of their breeding behavior. Hopefully some activity of them chasing each other around, maybe some fighting action. But we're definitely going to get some eating action, some feeding, because we got to feed some alligators.
Oh, we do. Now, there are a lot of alligators in this pool. How many did you say there were?
So here at Gatorland, we actually have close to 3,000 alligators and crocodiles total in our inventory. But where we're standing right now, our 10-acre breeding marsh, we have about 150 alligators out here, 100 females and 50 males. And these are some of our biggest and some of our oldest alligators swimming around out here.
There must be a lot of gators. You probably have a lot of fights. Is there like a hierarchy? Is there?
Oh, there's definitely a hierarchy with the alligators. You know, so these big males have their own little territories, and they allow a certain number of females in that territory. And if any of these younger males get in there, they might fight them and get them away. They might be okay with them hanging around, but not for too long.
Gotcha.
But we also, pride ourselves on helping rescue alligators and even crocodiles throughout the world. So we have a conservation arm called Gatorland Global, where we help to rescue some of these nuisance alligators here in the state, bring them here, give them a second chance of life. And then we work with some groups in other parts of the world on crocodilians that are really critically endangered.
We really appreciate the work that you do. And we're about to go check out some crocs and especially some alligators. Yeah, right there. That way we can get 2 different angles.
Trying to entice and then, get some movement for you and all of that.
We started at the breeding pond, where Brandon prepared some fresh chicken for the gators to eat, and all he had to do to bring them over was call to them.
Gators, go! Woo! Swallowed whole. They don't truly swallow whole bite-sized pieces in that hair. So.
Thief.
Much like the alligators I saw on the golf course, these guys were just coming up to us instead of swimming away. I asked Brandon why. The simple answer was that they grew up around humans and associated them with food. This is not a problem for captive alligators, as humans need to care and check up on these creatures, but it is a problem for wild alligators when they run into people. This large male Brandon is feeding is named Blondie.
That's Blondie. We gave him a girl name because he used to beat up on other alligators, so we made fun of him.
We also met the largest alligator in the lake, Buddy. He seemed to approach us slowly and strategically, but Brandon told me he was just being lazy. mean, that's what I would do if I knew the guy from Domino's was coming every day. I'd just change it up. Brandon also showed us their saltwater crocodile. The Salty is very famous for being the largest crocodile in the world, getting up to 23 feet long or 7 meters. In case you don't remember, here's a quick recap on the differences between alligators and crocodiles. Alligators are gray to bluish black. Crocodiles are olive green or brown. Alligators have a wide, broad U-shaped snout with all of their bottom teeth hidden. Crocodiles have a thin, pointed V-shaped snout with some of their bottom teeth showing. Alligators have shorter tail scales than crocodiles. Crocodiles have longer and more pointed tail scales than alligators. Alligators are more resistant to cold temperature, but can't take water with high salinity or saltiness. Crocodiles can't take cold temperatures, but are more resilient to water with high salinity in it. Those are the basic differences between alligators and crocodiles, but no one really knows why. There are speculations, however. For example, their snouts. Some people think that the crocodile has a thin pointed V-shaped snout because it lives in environments where there are a lot of fish, and so he needs to be quick and fast to catch the quick and fast fish. Some people think that an alligator has a wide, broad U-shaped snout to help it catch more inland animals like large mammals such as deer and raccoons, or to grab turtles. Even the tail scales have evidence. Some people speculate that the reason a crocodile has longer and more pointed tail scales than an alligator is because he travels out to the ocean a lot and needs the stamina and extra tail power. The alligator has more short and blunted scales because he lives in the swamp and doesn't really need to go anywhere. Whatever the reason, it must have helped alligators and crocodiles survive for millions of years. It's springtime in Florida, and this season means that the female and male alligators are Twitter-pated. Fortunately, we arrived at Gatorland during this season and got to witness the incredible behavior of alligator courtship. These male alligators suck in large amounts of air to make deep-toned bellows to attract mates and establish territory. Scientists have determined that the American alligator's bellowing is at the same frequency of a tuba. But the dominant males aren't the ones who make the loudest bellowing, but have the biggest water dance. The alligator's bellowing causes its back to vibrate, and thus making the water look like it's dancing. Whoever can make the water bounce the highest is the victor. Then come the baby alligators. The babies incubate in the nest for about 60 to 65 days. Alligator gender is determined by the temperature of the nest. If the temperature is 88 to 93 degrees, they grow into boys. But if it's colder or warmer than that, they grow into girls. The temperature in the nest of an alligator is the average within a 7 to 21 day period of being laid, and this will determine a clutch of males or a clutch of females. When Gatorland's baby gators get 2.5 to 4 feet long, they're put on the juvenile exhibits. When they're 4 to 5 feet long, most of them are just taken behind the scenes. But when they become adults, they're about 6 to 14 feet long and are put on the adult exhibits and ponds. Gatorland doesn't necessarily have a breeding program, but they are supportive in many conservation efforts for crocodiles and alligators. One species they house is the very endangered Cuban crocodile. This critically endangered reptile has been hunted to the brink of extinction, but many conservation efforts have been put in place to ensure its survival. Alligators and crocodiles are keystone species, being great hunters and controlling many populations of animals. Alligators are also ecosystem engineers, meaning that they build homes for other animals. Before the dry season hits, alligators dig deep depressions into the ground that hold water. These gator-made ponds are called alligator holes, and they make homes for other animals like turtles, frogs, and fish. So alligators are a really important species, and they were almost hunted to extinction in the 1900s, until in 1973, They were put on the endangered species list, and now they're everywhere. Even if they can get a little too close for comfort. Alligators, and all crocodilians, are an incredible species, and their ability to make a comeback after near extinction shows their power and resilience.
That was awesome. Brandon, thank you so much for showing us those cool gator behaviors.
Hey, you're welcome, Dean.
If people want to help, if people want to come here, where do they go?
So definitely, you can check out our website, it's www.gatorland.com, and we got all our information about what we have to offer here at Gatorland, and definitely come and visit. I mean, you know, it's family owned and operated, it's laid back, it's not the big hustle and bustle that you typically find here in Central Florida, and it's real Florida, real alligators.
Huge shout out to Brandon Fisher and Gatorland for making this video possible. Also, big shout out to We Whiten Teeth Idaho and Beyond Health for sponsoring. I guess there's no better way to close out this video than saying, see ya later, alligators.